The night speaks in parables only the spirit understands. When the world sleeps, unseen battles rise like silent tides. In the deepest valley of your soul, where shadows whisper lies, there is a shepherd who never leaves his watchtower. Tonight, God stands between you and every false voice that judged you, every tongue that rose against you, every accusation forged in darkness. Stay until the end of this prayer, because by dawn, the night will not own you. You lie down, but heaven does not sleep. Your valley may be dark, but it is not abandoned. Your enemies may shout, but their reach ends where God begins. He protects your home, your heart, your peace, and even your dreams, while angels move like fire across the unseen realm. Breathe, because the night is about to change its verdict. Whispers of fear may rise when the lights go out, but a louder truth rules the dark. God is your defense. False accusers rise, but they fall fast in his presence. The gavel of heaven is already in his hand, ruling for you. He shatters slander and silences unseen attacks, not with effort, but with authority rooted in righteousness. Tonight, God fights for you in ways eyes cannot track. If you're watching this, it means your spirit is hungry for a covering that doesn't come from the world. So, before sleep closes your eyes, let faith open your heart. God is about to guard your night, expose every lie spoken about you, destroy every false voice that tried to rewrite your identity, and restore peace like warm oil over wounded faith. The night isn't scary when God is your shield. Subscribe to receive God's protection every night, not a plea, a doorway, a covenant, a hand offered in the dark, one subscription, one prayer, one spiritual covering repeated nightly, because no one should walk their valley alone at night. And tonight, you don't. You won't, you never will again. God is entering your valley now. The night opens its gates like a silent arena of echoes and shadows. False voices rise in the unseen like accusations forged in hidden realms you never entered, words you never spoke, trials you never asked for. Yet beneath your feet there is movement. God enters your valley first, walking into the battlefield before fear writes its full sentence. The darkness knows his arrival by jurisdiction, not invitation. He steps in not to debate accusers, but to silence them with righteous authority. Your valley may feel crowded with unseen adversaries, counsels of slander, whispers rehearsing lies just beyond daylight's reach. But heaven surrounds them before they surround you. God stands in the night courtroom, already ruling in your favor, his voice anchoring your peace like a fortress carved from righteousness. Your enemies scripted slander. Heaven scripted justice that cannot fail. You're not kneeling into a war that can be lost. You're kneeling into one God already judged. In the unseen realm, false accusers gather like storms in the night air, weaving lies like smoke, trying to claim witnesses it cannot validate. But the judge sees every plot before the mouth of accusation opens again. God fights for you before witnesses shape their case of darkness, breaking slander like dust falling before heaven's arrival. The night may be bold in accusation, but heaven is louder in judgment. Your shepherd draws the line before doubt forms its first full charge. Fear opens its lips like a whisper. God opens his presence like a fortress. The enemy marches without truth. Heaven answers without delay. In your valley, the only voice counted is the judge of righteousness. False accusers rise convinced they found a testimony against you. They did not expect a verdict already spoken for you like a trumpet. God judges righteously without consulting darkness. He unmakes slanders in realms beyond the enemy's legal reach. Your heart may tremble from accusations undertow, shadows hiding in fog, but God is your covering without explanation, your shield without negotiation. He sees every trap set in night chambers untracked by human timeline. The battle escalates unseen, yet unstoppable. Angels moving with precision, unmaking lies like dust falling before heaven's arrival speaks. This night is not a courtroom that votes against you. This night is a throne room that rules for you. Darkness speaks like storms, clutching lies shaped like counsels of slander, but heaven carries authority written before your fear becomes a sentence. God intervenes completely without asking the night for evidence. The enemy talks. God decides with moral finality. Tonight, your valley is God's jurisdiction, not debate territory. Slander may gather like smoke, but it cannot build witnesses God rejects. He unravels the script accusers wrote and breaks their voice by presence. In the unseen courtroom of night shadows, storms gather votes without truth. False accusers rehearse charges like echoes bouncing in darkness, but the judge dismantles false counsels before testimony opens again. Fear rose like shadows. God rose like sunrise before the case concluded. You are covered not by human argument, but by righteous authority. Dark spirits weave traps. Heaven weaves covering around your night. God fights for you before witnesses get called. Unseen adversaries write slander in chambers the world never traced, but heaven moves faster than rumor travels in the dark air. God breaks attacks like a gavel hitting silence for you before false witnesses shape another accusation. The battle is loud beyond sight, unstoppable beyond proof, rooted in righteousness heaven already proclaimed in your favor. Your enemies brought charges, God brought verdicts. In your valley, darkness expected you to question your identity. Heaven expected you to kneel confidently under judgment that protects. God silences slanders before dawn, even exhales its breath. False accusations scatter like ash when righteousness moves forward. You're not walking into war alone. God walks into war first as your shield. Accusers shape lies into storms. God shapes storms into dust. Your valley is not abandoned. It is adjudicated by heaven's justice. The unseen realm speaks like tides, shaped like counsels of slander. Storms clutching lies trying to gather false testimonies against you. But the judge sees every trap before testimony opens again. You breathe under covering not negotiated, but sovereignly declared. You kneel under covering not explained, but righteously decreed. Dark spirits weave lies. God weaves covering around your night first. In your valley, false accusers rehearsed a case that was never proven. Heaven rehearsed justice that was already written. Every attack launched meets an answer unseen, yet unstoppable. God watches before witnesses are called again at dawn's lips. Your night shook before your fear became a charge. The enemy speaks in shadows, but heaven speaks in verdicts. God fights for you before counsels finish their sentence. God writes silence for you in the night of judgment before dawn's evidence opens. False accusers thought this night would be their courtroom. They did not expect it to be God's battlefield and throne room first. You kneel on sacred ground God already claimed as your shield. You sleep in the valley God already ruled over as your defense. And every enemy's voice breaks at the border of righteousness already spoken. By morning, the night will not judge you again. The courtroom of the night grows silent because the judge speaks first. Before fear formed its sentence, righteousness already walked forward. Tonight, you kneel under a verdict your enemies cannot appeal, because God does not defend you with argument, but with justice. Stay until the end, beloved. Heaven is answering for you. God fights for you before accusation learns to breathe again. In your valley, the only voice counted is the gavel of righteousness. Now breathe. The psalm begins like thunder wrapped in warmth, and every verse carries revelation shaped like deliverance, not defense, vindication, not negotiation, authority. You sleep surrounded by justice carved in heaven's mercy, your home watched by angels moving unseen across your atmosphere. Their wings sound like fire in realms accusation cannot track. And now you will hear truth speak louder than any false voice that judged you. Lord, arise in the valley of accusation and judge righteously for your children. When false testimony climbs like smoke from the dark air, silence its voice. Break every counsel of shadows convinced it found a witness against them. Unmake every slander formed like a spear in chambers unseen, because you, Lord, do not watch your children walk into war uncovered. You walk first, you rule first, you deliver first. O Lord my God, in you I take refuge. Your refuge is not fragile, it is judicial, sovereign. God anchors your peace not to human timeline, but to righteous verdict. When accusers gather like storms in laws they cannot validate, he signs authority that silences them at the root, not by emotion, by righteousness. Save me from all my pursuers and deliver me. Your pursuers run in lies, accusation, slander, but deliverance runs faster, unseen, untouchable, unstoppable. God breaks their charges like dust blown by unseen angels, each whisper losing air, where the psalm's authority begins. You kneel covered not by human defense, but by a shepherd who judges completely for you. Lest like a lion they tear my soul apart, rending it in pieces. They cannot tear a soul heaven already guarded. They cannot shred what God already held in his righteous jurisdiction. The psalm moves like a decree with no reverberating slander. He covers your peace not shaped by explanation but by presence. He unfolds covering before witnesses are called again at dawn. If I have done this, if there is wrong in my hands, your innocence is answered by heaven before the night speaks back. You kneel righteous, not by your defense, but by the judge who saw every heart before dawn's breath forms. Lies scattered like ash when righteousness walked forward. Your valley is not abandoned. It is adjudicated by heaven's justice. If I have repaid my friend with evil, or plundered my enemy without cause, you plunder find cause. Heaven defines peace by righteous verdict for you first. God silences accusers before angels breathe at dawn's courthouse again. Your enemies shaped lies into storms. God shaped storms into dust already. Truth is your witness, not shadow accusation. Let the enemy pursue my soul and overtake it. They cannot overtake a soul heaven already guarded. They may script pursuit, but they cannot script outcome. God writes silence over them before slander learns to breathe again. Their charges grow faint, not by pleading, but by presence declared sovereign over your night first. Heaven moves before accusation travels in rumor again. Let him trample my life to the ground and lay my glory in the dust. Your glory does not fall in the unseen night courtroom. Your glory stands silent when God judges righteously for you first. This psalm is spoken over ground heaven already claimed, not negotiated, decreed. Arise, O Lord, in your anger, not anger that scares you, anger that delivers you, anger that breaks false testimony before more lies gather like counsels in the unseen. Heaven learned to respond before darkness finishes its sentence. Lift yourself up against the rage of my enemies. Awake for me. You have appointed a judgment. Your judgment is not fragile. It is deliverance. Your judgment is not late. It arrives first. God fights for you before accusation learns to take testimony at dawn again. Tonight belongs not to slander's counsels, but to truth's throne claimed around your peace first. When the world sleeps, heaven lifts its eyes toward your valley first. Golden light splits the air above accusations. Like a judgment, no lie can survive. Angels move without announcement, wings tracing fire lines in the unseen realm, cutting every scheme that tried to name you guilty without evidence. Your enemies gathered a courtroom. God gathered an army of righteousness. They whispered charges. Heaven answered with presence before the gavel even falls. The battle begins beyond sight, but the victory begins before fear imagines defeat. The unseen realm trembles, not by volume, but by accuracy of justice served. The night tried to host witnesses forged in lies, but God rejected every testimony formed without truth. He sends his covering not as explanation, but as judicial arrival in realms accusation cannot track. The atmosphere shifts like fog dissolving under one command. Enough! Angels do not vote, they execute. Dark spirits do not win, they scatter. Because God fights for you before silence returns by morning's breath. In chambers unseen, every false accuser rises convinced darkness is a witness protection program, unaware that heaven carries light sharper than rumor carries shadows. Angels dismantle charges with precision, untracked by human timeline, unmaking slander like dust under feet of righteousness, marching toward verdict already declared. The enemy talks, God decides. Slander screams, heaven roars back silently. Tonight, the night bows first to the judge. Your heart may feel surrounded by sharp counsels formed like nets of lies, but God sends covering stronger than every voice combined against you. His angels do not guard quietly. They enforce unseen justice with surgical precision of presence. Each attack breaks not by pleading, but by authority declared in the unseen first. Fear has a voice. Lies need oxygen. Angels have fire. God is the air the lion roars through when false witnesses fall. In the night courtroom of the unseen, accusations form like storms, rehearsing a narrative they cannot prove. But God moves unseen and unshakable first, covering every scheme before testimony opens again in daylight. Your enemies brought pursuit. Heaven brought decision. They built a case. Angels broke its foundation. They spoke slander. Heaven rewrote jurisdiction by righteousness. The unseen battle moves like a shaker that breaks counsels, not souls God shields. This is not fragile peace. It is silent victory ordained for you before dawn speaks back. Angels march not shaped by explanation, but by sovereign presence, striking unseen gavel against charges formed without truth. Dark spirits gather votes they cannot validate. Heaven gathers fire lines sharper than any lie woven tonight. God sees plot first. Heaven breaks plot faster. Fear prayed. God decided before accusation shapes another courtroom argument. Unseen yet unstoppable. Angels shifting realms like a warfare no lie can track by morning. Tonight, slander has no microphone that outspeaks heaven. You kneel under covering, not defended but vindicated. The unseen is loud for angels, not accusations. Angels float forward over rumor and rise without consulting evidence from darkness again. God fights not by effort, but by righteousness, breaking counsels formed without witness. Your valley may be dark, but the night doesn't own its reign. God turns fear into gavel that silences false voice without argument, only authority. Tonight, your home stands watched in realms accusation never stepped into unchallenged. Each scheme breaking under angels' presence. In the unseen courtroom, angels dismantle the counsels that forged testimony from lies. When slander tried to script another season of accusation, heaven moved forward first as the psalm becomes a verdict of deliverance. Angels write justice untracked by human argument, unmaking schemes faster than rumor climbs night fog. The battle peaks like silence, splitting the charge without proof reset in heaven's order. Truth outspeaks rumor. God outwalks night. God fights for you. Counsel of lies expected volume. Heaven answered silence louder by authority declared unseen. Fear rose. Angels marched forward first in fire lines, tracing your valley unclaimed by doubt or false witness again. Each attack unmade by righteous decree, not late, not negotiated, ordained. The unseen battle begins not where your courage ends, but where heaven begins its verdict. It is not about your strength, it is about God fighting unshakable for you. In the night, every witness accusation forged meets a verdict heaven published quietly rooted in righteousness. They gathered counsels, angels gathered fire lines sharper than rumor travels at night fog. God sees plot first, angels break plot faster. Tonight belongs not to voices formed without proof, but to the psalm's gavel, striking unseen justice first. He doesn't defend you with argument. He decides truth before false testimony learns to breathe back. You kneel under covering stronger than accusation's voice. Dark spirits gather votes they cannot validate. Angels gather sword lines shaped like fire verdicts. God fights the battle your eyes never saw start, because heaven saw every chamber of accusation first, rejecting every testimony forged without truth. Lies rise convinced, angels rise completely, rumor screams, heaven enforces silently. Tonight you kneel. It means heaven already moved. The psalm becomes a silenced trumpet, splitting the charge without evidence reset. Your shepherd takes the stand not to testify late, but to decree first. Angels enforce fiery silence across rumor, even before dawn exhales its breath. Your valley may have been dark for council rooms shaped like lies, but tonight it is watched fiercely from heaven, with truth rewriting jurisdiction by presence only. God fights for you, and heaven executes without debating false courts formed against your peace again. Now the battlefield softens, because the judge has already ruled for you. A golden mantle of light descends, not in chaos, but in tenderness and design. Angels who once marched like fire now stand like walls of quiet guardians, forming a perimeter around your mind, your home, and your peace. No accusation travels farther than God allows, and no lie breathes where he stays. Breathe slowly now, because the night is losing its voice over your heart. God covers you first, completely and silently in your favor. His protection is not frantic, it is fatherly. Not loud but sovereign, not reactive but intentional. A covering that shields, comforts, silences fear, and restores dignity lost in spiritual courts. Every whisper that once scared you now becomes proof of heaven bowing in justice served. Your valley may have been dark with voices, but tonight it is warm with covering, not debated, not questioned, righteously guarded. Peace arrives like oil poured slowly over trembling faith, warm, golden, heavy with mercy. Light enough to comfort, strong enough to shield. The air grows softer, not because the enemy vanished, but because heaven already stood over them. God wraps your heart like a shield forged from righteousness, firm in justice, gentle in comfort, absolute in protection. Close your eyes now for a moment. You are covered. This night is no longer ruled by accusation. This night is ruled by presence. Heaven works not as negotiation, but as a covering that protects seamlessly the vulnerable places of your heart, criticized by unseen counselors of lies before. Fear may speak, but it speaks under a ceiling it cannot break. God fights for you, calmly. Let your breathing slow now as the warmth of divine covering rests like a border no accusation travels across again. God covers each trembling thought with quiet, sovereign passion untouchable. Angels do not patrol this night anxiously. They enforce covering righteously and silently. Your home belongs first to God's verdict, your dreams to his jurisdiction. Not late, not reactive, for you. Your heart is not shredded tonight by accusation's counsels woven secretly in the dark air. God's mantle of covering descends priestly, judicially, fatherly, and tenderly, covering you before testimony speaks back in daylight courts uncorroborated again. He silences unseen council rooms not by pleading, but by protection crafted from righteousness. This is not fragile peace, it is divine covering. It belongs first to you, where his presence begins silently. Fear no longer hosts the microphone of this unseen courtroom of night accusation. God moves unseen, like a mantle protecting, comforting, restoring dignity, as angels kneel before his verdict, rather than false testimony rising again. Your valley is not abandoned, it is watched, shielded righteously safe for you. Peace enters soft where accusations once screamed loud in realms unseen, because heaven enforced rulings before the psalm was spoken over you. God covers you before arguments get published again by daylight. This is not half protection, this is complete covering for you. God spreads covering over your home and heart like angels enforcing fiery silence, righteously over councils formed without witness-proof reset. In realms unseen, your shepherd shields the vulnerable chambers of your heart. He protects each trembling thought criticized by false counselors of shadows before. This covering is not negotiation, it is sovereignty formed silently for you. Let your breathing soften under mantle divine backing in the unseen courts. Angels do not patrol anxiously. They enforce covering righteously and silently. Your home belongs to God's jurisdiction. This night bends to the sound of divine covering, not accusations' counsels. God covers each trembling part of your heart debated unjustly by unseen darkness counselors. This is not negotiated peace. This is silent victory, woven in divine mercy like oil resting for you. Close your eyes now, not in fear, but in covering. God fights for you calmly. God shields you righteously. God watches you tenderly, even while you sleep. Let your breathing slow now like a whisper of surrender at night. The world rests, but heaven is already awake over your home. God doesn't wait for dawn to defend you. He covers you first. Angels work silently, unmaking plots fall before dreams begin. No accuser talks loudly here. Tonight bends to peace, quietly carved by righteousness. You are covered while you sleep. The night has no microphone accusation again against your peace. God guards your home before more charges get shaped by rumor. He sees every chamber of accusation before evidence travels back. Your enemies form storms. Angels scatter storms faster. Sleep, beloved. God is the ceiling night cannot break, not reactive covering, planned, designed for you. His promises descend like soft oil over tired faith, golden but gentle, not roaring but comforting. Fear whispers fade when heaven answers silently. God stops schemes before they get oxygen again. Dark counsels loosen their grip where covering begins. Breathing soft now for a moment. This night belongs first to your shepherd. Sleep now, not negotiating fear's courts formed without witness. God's mantle drapes seamlessly around dreams, prayers shaped like dust. Angels kneel quietly above courts that forged voices you never spoke. God fights for you, silently now. He watches you with justice, lighting your night pathway until angels bow victoriously. You sleep covered first. God sees counsels crafted without witness and rejects every charge at night. Angels do not wait for reasoning. They execute covering already. Slander fades softly when mercy roars silently above accuser's voice. Each evil trap broken quietly by presence. Your dreams belong first to God's sealings righteously declared, not late protection, not emotional reasoning. Life covered judicially tonight. Whispered promises rest soft now like divine lullabies carved without debate. Heaven unmake plots while your heart softens for rest. God moves unseen like a mantle wrapping dreams from false courts before. Your breathing guides them away, not by pleading, but by presence first. Shepherd imagery descends like calm oil, comforting hearts judged unjustly before. You sleep with covering faster than daylight arrives, even while you dream. By heaven's throne, angels paint borders of covering around your surrendered fortress of prayer. They break storms before more council rooms form narratives you cannot validate again. God doesn't write frantic defense. He writes covering righteously and silently. Your valley carries fear, but your shepherd carries unchanging rulings for you first. This is not negotiated peace. This is covering ordained silently for you happiness righteously crafted around trembled dreams. Sleep, beloved. Now rest as covering forged out, reasoning beyond human timeline scaffolds, quietly unseen. God doesn't consult darkness for witness proof here. Angels carry fire lines untracked by volume, softly kneeling above rumor's oxygen. Each attack dissolving like dust beyond council rooms forged without witness. God fights for you, silently. God covers you, smooth. Shepherd peace delivered judicially around your night. Peace spreads like a soft gradient, dissolving the enemy's voice quietly at the root. God guards your rest before evidence forms rumor chambers against you again. Angels move instruments of fire silent courts cannot touch. Your home, heart, and dreams held first by righteous sovereignty carved softly. The night bends first, not to slander, but to covering declared already. You sleep surrounded first. Soft lullabies carved from heaven rest like gentle gavel strikes, turning trials into covering. God guards not by frantic defense, but by proof silent guardians bow through. Angels loosen grips false witnesses crafted against you, unseen before. God fights for you before signature chambers of rumor shape narrative again. This night is your covering, peace without late answer, covering without sealed explanation. For you, breathing soft now for a moment, angels kneel like calm watchers of victory justice. God breaks schemes before more courts forged trial rooms gather witness oxygen. Your valley is not desolate. It is watched first by shepherd peace delivered judicially, even while your breathing softened for rest. Now close your eyes for covering not shaped like a question that can echo rumor again. God fights for you silently now, like a father holding up your dreams. Angels mend chambers false witnesses tried to shred before you asked. Sleep, beloved. You are covered, you are held, you are watched fiercely, even while you dream. Morning does not arrive quietly when God has marched through your night. Before the sun crowns the sky, heaven already crowned your verdict. For you. False accusers crumble, not by debate, but by divine jurisdiction established in silence. Your shepherd rewrites stories without raising his voice. Only his presence. Angels kneel now in victory's quiet elegance, swords lowered, job finished. Sleep didn't steal your ending. God claimed it first. By dawn, more traps lie open and powerless on ground heaven already walked. Each lie dissolving like mist, touched by truth before fear traced narrative again. Accusation crafted counsels, but mercy crafted closure stronger than the night's voice. God's gavel strikes not to scare you, but to silence storms that never proved their charges. You wake not reactive, but sovereignly covered in blessings quietly wrapped around your dreams. Victory belongs first to heaven. God transforms night into dawn, like justice served in mercy's silent gold. Shadows scripted counsels, heaven unwrapped them before rumor shaped another courtroom statistic. Your peace is not by pleading, your covering is not by negotiation. It is sovereignly declared for you tonight. God breaks accusations before they shape testimony louder than heaven allows. Angels place footprints of fire-line victory beyond rumor's oxygen chain. Your valley is not desolate, it is adjudicated by heaven's covering first. God delivers and shields you while dream gradients soften under covering. Your enemies built pursuit. God built outcome declared silently first as a door your foes cannot close. Victory belongs first to God. This night bends to the Psalm's gavel of justice, lighting your path until unseen wars finish in gentle gradient sunrise victory. Angels guard dreams fiercely from realms slander cannot track by daylight timeline again. God fights for you silently like a mantle wrapping chambers accusers forged against you before. Dark spirits kneel, angels stand, you rest under covering. They plotted voices, God published rulings, shadows forged a court, heaven forged covering. Stay until the end, beloved. This battle peaks beyond sight because God walked into the unseen first, silencing your foes before dawn speaks reason again. Your peace is not fragile, it is judicial. God surrounds your breathing softly now for a moment. Angels kneel before battle rooms, forged by lie witnesses expecting oxygen. They cannot validate righteously again here. God fights for you. God shields you, even while you dream. God carries verdicts before accusations carry witnesses in the unreal night courtroom again. Heaven responds before rumor reopens evidence your enemies couldn't track, unmaking traps before fear writes argument again. Rise, O Lord, against all false courts that spoke without truth for you, before daylight's breath finds your night. Executed silently by firelines no rumour can see, you kneel protected in mercy's silent throne. Your breathing softens under a mantle not questioned, because the psalm itself is the covering woven righteously first. Stay until morning, for your story bends to heaven's jurisdiction first, not to the accuser. God destroys counsels of accusation while you rest softly now, beloved. This night bends first to covering, not negotiation. Let heaven kneel in victory before you close your eyes in covering quietly carved from presence. God fights for you silently now, like a father holding your ending safe. The night is no longer a courtroom where lies pass as witnesses. It is sacred ground where heaven published a verdict before you prayed a word back. You rest now, not negotiating with fear, not reasoning with the accuser. God guards your home. God shields your peace. Even your dreams kneel under divine jurisdiction. The night bows first not to slander's counsels, but to a shepherd who writes endings without raising his voice. Only his presence. Subscribe so we can pray together every night.